Mhm. Tunes on here. Let's get down to it here and see what is going on. So welcome to the stream, guys. There's not song requests because I let people listen to their own music. Stops people from getting DMCA'd, namely me. Yeah, no, this isn't about anime videos or music. This is about learning how to look at the market, analyze it, make your plays. You're welcome to listen to whatever you want, though. That's what I love about it. You throw up your own tunes. Okay, so this guy actually upped his analysis on this because this used to be lower. Where do I see this guy's history on this? No, I'm not. No, there's no song request because there's no music playing. Okay, so he came down to 106. He's got a price target of 124. Why is he telling people to sell? I'm Canadian. All right, let's see what's been going on the past couple days here. Scaled back stimulus. Or TikTok. That's interesting. Boeing continues to burn. Sweet. Well, not sweet. I'm glad that you're back to work, man. All right. Where do you work, Saki? The last play I looked at in regards to anything energy or mineral related was WPRT. Now, if you have stuff that you're looking at, oh, cool. I always love to know what industry people are in because when I would go to work in an industry, I like to be able to reach out and actually talk with people that are there. So if I'm doing DD on tires or automotive, I will definitely reach out. This is interesting. Oracle, is there specific rare earth companies that you're looking at, or that'll be interesting to watch? New York gyms reopening. Trump's not wrong about this. Fitbit's looking strong. um, yeah, I mean the scary thing with theirs is they just skip phase three trials. They said screw it, safety procedure. Mm-mm. We don't need any of that here. Yeah, I've got to tell you, as a Canadian, typically we hear a lot about precious metals, mining. It's a large part of the Canadian stock market. It's not an industry I really like because ultimately it's a crapshoot. If you tap a vein and it dries up, the whole thing dries up. So it's constantly seeking out new veins, and then it's having the backing to keep you alive long enough to come across that. So it's typically something I shy away from. However, with the US looking to domesticate instead of globalize, there's definitely going to be plays to be made for sure. I like the process that you're thinking through. I think that that's a really good way to go. So while I may not be familiar with that, oh baby, there it is. So this is one of the reasons I was in DMPI, and there she be. How's it doing pre-market here? Guess I should open up my portfolio here. Yeah, the big one that I'm watching on the 5 to 10 year is actually graphene. If somebody is able to have a breakthrough in that technology and find a way to mass produce graphene, that will change the game. That will be like when they discovered plastics. Okay, get rid of that. It's just saying that ACRX is a thing. Molecular. So this guy's got molecular at 3. Okay, so this is the 4th of the month. iPix is saying they received an update from the US RBL, ongoing in vitro testing, new experiment in human lung cell line. Okay, so September they plan to release a paper. I think the difficult part here with iPix is that they don't have a marketing team. They don't. They're trying to go through the proper channels that you would normally go through with the vaccine. And as a small player without a marketing team, it leaves them kind of hands tied. Um, you got a drug that's doing a 95% efficacy rate against COVID, and people aren't buying in. They don't want a piece of it because you're not marketing. You got massive piles of garbage out there that are being pumped because they're vocal. They're loud. All right, let's go through this stuff. Republicans plan a scaled back stimulus. Futures change a little. Yeah, that shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. I think it's about $15 a month for me, but it more than pays for itself. It just makes it so I don't have to constantly be on my computer. especially for people that aren't necessarily active traders. So you're not somebody that's trading daily 3 or 4 times, but you trade more on the week or the month. You got a full time job outside your portfolio. I think a tool like that is really useful. All right, man. Sounds good. This is gonna be big. They're effectively killing Huawei by cutting out that entire U.S. market. They're killing their growth. They've been shutting down. It's been a massive hit to the economy, and it's weird because our economy typically the way that it works is east to west. The east is where a lot of the commercial, so like the New York, the Wall Street, the so Toronto, Montreal, that's where a lot of that is, right? In Ontario and Quebec that are on the east side, on the east coast. And then as you move west, that's where all of our actual industry is. We lost our steel, we lost our auto manufacturing. The majority of our industry is in our crops and in our mining and in our oil, timber as well. And that's still West Coast. So as we move west, you're hitting all of these industries that have just been typically the backbone of the Canadian economy, and they're floundering. Meanwhile, our government is spending like crazy. So our government's spending like crazy while our income is depreciating, and everything is supposed to be okay, and it's not. So Google could be seeing antitrust case in the US brought against them. They've had those in Europe over and over and over again, but it's interesting that it would be coming to the US. This is so weird that Oracle is looking to buy up TikTok. They've never been about social media. Is this just an attempt by the CEO to stay relevant? Like, I just don't. I don't understand. Well, I understand them wanting Oracle to be relevant and that they're outdated, but I don't know that buying TikTok is the way that you do it. Okay, so Boeing is now going to cut even further back. Oh, Sinking Alpha Premium, huh? I mean, that's crazy. There's 6,000 Pizza Huts in the US, and this one franchisee owns 1,200. That's crazy. That's almost a quarter of the stores. So this is bad news, guys, and it's always the secondary and the tertiary that you have to look at, right? So most people would pass by this headline and go, "Who cares?" Right? Who cares? Belarus's potash miners strike. Who cares? Well, go to the next level down. Company's the world's largest producer of potash, controlling up to 20% of the global supply, and a major supplier of fertilizer to, that's right, China and India, two of the largest populations in the world. What happens when one of the world's largest populations does not have fertilizer? Can't grow squat. When you can't grow squat, people go hungry. This is bad. Crazy. But this is bang on. What he's talking about here, where Amazon just shows up at the U.S. Postal Service and says, "Do this for us because we're Amazon." This is absolutely right. They need to be charging Amazon higher rates. Oh man. I mean, this isn't bad. Fitbit Premium. What does this look like? Fitbit Premium. Fitbit Premium. Interesting. Oh man, come on. What's a Fitbit going for these days? $250. Let's get this super swollen. So right now it's up around 120. I'll probably, if this goes up to 140, I'll probably exit today, I think. It's $2 price target on it. I don't know that I'm looking for it to double though. All right, guys, I'm just gonna go grab a water. I'll be 30 seconds. Epic Games asks a judge to block the removal of Fortnite from its stores. Interesting. This is interesting because this is somebody finally challenging Apple's dominancy over its platform, saying you are not in control. Man, there's only 7 weeks left for a Brexit deal. I don't think that we see it. Yeah, it's interesting that this guy's saying, well, this is a phenomenal resource for farmers, herders. Um, it's a great way for them to go, and then it won't cost jobs. It will cost jobs because what you're going to eventually do is you'll have an automated tool, right? So right now they're showing people manually operating these, but look at this. Drone that self-pilots. I mean, there's auto sensor ones, but this isn't. What's the name of the Air Dog? Is that it? What's up, Hair? Smash, what's up? Yeah, that no deal Brexit's coming. That's a reality. So this is a thing that you just clip your GoPro onto. So this bracelet tracks. Yeah, I mean this is. What do I think about DGLY? Let's take a look at what it's up to. I mean, I'm still bullish on it. I still have a holding in it. I mean, that's not the worst number that we've seen out of this earnings. Um, they beat on EPS. Yeah, this isn't the worst thing I've seen out of these guys. Um, let's see what the transcript has to say here. So it's because of customer delays, they're saying. So part of their problem is they can't travel to do the installs yet. So travel is a restriction on them. Their service revenues are up, so after they do their install, they have a service fee. So I like that. They've had the largest order they've ever had of 5,000 units, looking to ship in 2021. And they're looking to move more towards a service-based company, so that's good. They looked at their facilities and what they needed, and they don't need all the space that they currently have. So they're looking at a $400,000 decrease in facility costs, so that's good. This is interesting. We got something called ThermoView. So essentially, yeah, this ThermoView thing is interesting, especially in light of COVID and where we're heading moving forward. Essentially, you walk through it and it doesn't need somebody screening it, but an alarm will go off if that body temperature is too high or low, depending on where you have it preset. Yeah, it doesn't say. There's a lot in here that I just don't. I haven't done the deep dive on. So they're talking about a potential merger to get out of a loan that they received for production fees. Okay. My play on it is on their body cam technology and their non-lethal enforcement stuff. So that's kind of the secondary for me. Okay, there's questions in here regarding. This is July. Yeah, I just see this as being a must moving forward. Churches, restaurants, sporting events, schools, city buildings, regular companies. Okay, this guy's saying, "Where's the press?" Unidentified analyst. Where's the press? If you guys are actually stating that Q3 is going to smash your Q2, where's the press? This is big. $12 million military contract. He's asking, do you have any other news on this GSA contract? Okay, the last question here is there going to are they going to produce guidance for the rest of the year given it looks like there's massive orders coming in? Okay, so RFP numbers. So this is request for proposals. This is major cities, municipalities, state, um, federal even, depending. That's what that massive government contract would be. He's saying that there's a large number out there. It's a big number. If it's a big number and he's willing to talk about these numbers, you can say that the big number is somewhere in the million range. So he's talking there's millions of dollars in RFPs out there sitting and waiting. Now there's no guarantee that DGLY gets those RFPs because it is a request for a proposal. So there are competitors in the space. However, um, ThermoView being paired with policing technology, I really like that. Okay, so there's 13 states in the US that it is mandatory for you to have a body camera on a police officer. So essentially, when the municipalities and the states get these dollars that they're waiting for from the federal government, this apparently is where they're going to spend it. So this is a stimulus play now, guys. So take a look at this very closely when the stimulus drops. Um, this is going to make a big difference. All right, two new products. They cut costs on their overhead by cutting employees that aren't part of their direct sales team. And they've also cut costs on their manufacturing. Um, so now they've got body cameras, tasers, non lethal enforcement, dashboard cameras, thermoview, and this disinfectant. I think they're pretty well positioned for Q3. I might actually look to grow my position. For this to be up at $8 in a year, I don't think that's impossible. It's kind of the numbers that I like to see. Yeah, I've got a really small position in DGLY. Um, I might look to exit some of my positions here. Yeah, we'll see what DMPI does this morning. I may exit my DMPI and my WPRT and my US margin and look at moving that over to DGLY. It's super cheap right now. The bid's at 2. Um, are there? I wonder if there's options on DGLY. There are options available. If I look at November 350. Well, I'm just exiting my US margin. I have a smaller position in my US margin than I do in my Canadian margin. I actually picked up, because WPRT is a Canadian company, I picked them up on the TSX for cheaper in my Canadian margin. Yeah, the way high news is going to be too big for me to lose sight of. Uh, DMPI though, I was playing DMPI on the merger news, so that should play out today. Wader was up almost 10% yesterday. I think I looked to exit my last Wader. Interesting. My ACRX December calls are profitable now. You guys see this? Very interesting. They didn't move up significantly, but that's $60. But the September ones haven't moved. Mm. Okay, NGTF is. I just got tagged on Twitter about this. What's up, Nunu? I'm doing all right. Back at it after a bit of a hiatus here. All right, so this is kind of interesting. So I don't know if it's somebody that works at the company or these guys say they're an analyst, but it looks like they're probably a paid analyst. Night Food, Walmart. So this is literally ice cream that helps you go to sleep. Amy, would you eat ice cream before bed if it helped you go to sleep? Okay. So flavor is the only. They've got a coffee flavor. I mean, I like the branding. I like the marketing. I like the. Now, this is from June. Okay, so Lowe's Foods is their big name. Don't forget a power pack, eh? Okay, so this is across the US. That's Lowe's Foods. So it's not a national brand. It's very domestic. And that's not a bad thing for a smaller company like this. Official ice cream of the American Pregnancy Association means nothing because nobody cares about that. Roos's Market, 64 stores. Interesting. This is a pregnancy play. This could be a baby part of the baby portfolio. So this isn't a reoccurrent. It is not an encouraging sign to see him constantly tout that there's a $50 billion market for ice cream. Because let's be honest, I type in American ice cream brands. Okay, here we go. You tell me if you see. Okay, Blue Bunny. I don't know that. That must be a U.S. brand. Ben and Jerry's. Yep, I know that one. I've seen that on the shelf. Haagen-Dazs. Yep, know that one. Breyers. Yep. Tillamook. Yep, know that one. Dryers. I know that one. Magnum. I've had those. They're fantastic. Bluebell. I don't know. Skinny Cow. I know. I haven't had it. Halo Top. I know. These are more these coconutty, healthy things. Rebel. I don't know. Chocolate Shop. I don't know. Dream. I don't know. Humphrey Slocum, I don't know. But this is the top 15, right? Like, these are the people that you're trying to knock off. So when you say there's a $50 billion market for ice cream in North America, okay, so tell me what makes it. Could you take market share from these guys at the bottom? These Skinny Cows, Halo Tops? Sure, absolutely. But do you honestly think that you've got a shot at taking from guys like this, guys like Haagen Dazs, guys like um, Ben and Jerry's? I think their plan is. I got to be honest. I think their plan, even though he's saying it's about being about expansion and growing slowly, I think he just wants to be acquired. I think he just wants to be bought out. That's what this is. Now, this is an OTC. It's at like 18 cents or 19 cents. I don't know that it's going to drop much more than that. Um, they've looked at vending machines. It's not really going to work for them right now with COVID. Here we go. Finally, real question. Tell us about the sales. Okay, their sales are at 250,000. That's Q4 2019. That's a pretty sizable increase, 176 to 281. All right, guys, it is that time again. I am just going to go give my lovely wife a kiss and 30 seconds. Okay, guys, I'll be right back. All right. Yeah, again, the sound isn't really necessary. You guys get the gist of it. But I'll work on getting the sound. The problem with sound is I've got to find somebody to walk me through how to use this audio mixer tool that I've got here. I am a complete boomer when it comes to that tool. Um, very bad audio. No audio. No audio. But yeah, I'll work on getting the audio in there for you guys. The tool is called. What's this thing called? It's the one that Mixie or uh Neuroner. I took these positions in January or February. Um, I had kind of hoped for it to make that run for sure. And what's up, Michael? I see you over on YouTube. Um, yeah, I made these plays early, but I think September now. I think those are going to be a wash. Those September ones, simply because the military budgets don't come in till October. Now there could be a buy up. Who knows? There could be a buy up into that, depending. But we're not going to get another earnings. We're not going to get any more news on that. So I think that'll probably be a loss. Um, which is fine. It's like $30. But my December calls at 250, I'm pretty confident about. Just 2 seconds, guys. I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, and Zax is all over the place. So Zax, before earnings, had them marked at a sale. Strong sell. Sell this. It's garbage. Get rid of it. After earnings, it upgraded it to a buy. And now, as of yesterday, it has it at a hold. So Zax has no clue what to do with this thing. For me, I am positive when those October military budgets come in, it's going to be enough to drive this stock up. Now, these guys here, I'm pretty happy that there's already growth on it. There's already or option interest growing on it. This tells me that people are paying attention. Excuse me. I had this price at 8 by year end. I hope it goes to 8. Could go to more. Their next earnings is going to be a big indicator on that. I'm happy. Now, obviously, these options are going to expire in December, so I'll have to get rid of them. But I also have a large equity position. So there's 1,200 there, and then there's another 15,000 there. So I think my average on this is probably somewhere around. So this is $1.63 because this is my Canadian margin. So that's showing you the Canadian on it. Um, 226 CAD to US. Okay, it's $1.72. So $1.72 US is kind of where I have this price at the moment. Um, so I mean, I think it's going past that for sure. As sure as I can be. You can never be 100% positive, but I'm pretty sure I see it past that. I'd like to see in that $8 range, but I'm happy to hold into Q1. What is the name of the sound mixer tool? Voice meter. Voice meter is the name of the tool. All right, let's see what else we got here. I mean, this is interesting. I might take a look at it. It's relatively cheap. It's seeing good sales. Maybe I'll reach out to these guys on LinkedIn. All right, so that's the Ben and Jerry stuff done. That's kind of cool. Try it free. Yeah, I mean that's always a huge risk with this, right? I mean, for 20 cents a pop, I could throw $100 at it and just leave it and let it do what it's gonna do. They're saying that there's a 3 billion plus national consumer goods broker that is picking them up. This is not true. They don't have the ability to be bigger than Ben and Jerry's. I mean, this is solid growth though. All I would say is they're not going to do a split now. Um, they're not going to do a split now. They will wait until they get one of these things. They will let it run up for the day, and then they would do a split. But they want to stay above the dollar because they want to get off the OTC. I think at most I would put $1,000 in this. At most. It does have good potential. I like the numbers that I'm seeing. This growth right here, in a year to go from less than 100 stores to over 1,000, that's decent growth. That's decent acquisition. Whether they can get a $3 billion national consumer, it would be a Walmart, a Target, or a Costco. It's any one of the three. Um, but if they can land one of those, and from what I'm seeing, it doesn't look impossible. 30 plus cities. Yeah, I mean, there's growth there. It's 20 cents. How's Delmar doing free market here? No movement pre-market. Interesting. I mean, they look legit. They've had decent press coverage. Mm, okay. So he was. Yeah, having investors is one thing. I want to know who's running the company, though. Specialty Equipment Direct is the only thing this guy has run before this. And affiliatepros.com. Hmm. So this is good. She's worked in the baby childcare industry. Their COO. She has sales experience. She worked with Clorox, so she understands the family. She understands Gillette. She's this is a good name. This is great. Love this. She's the star for sure. If I were them, what I would do is I would show up or make an offer to hospitals, to um, anywhere that the birthing centers, anybody, birthing centers, mom groups, yoga studios, anything of that nature. And I would say, listen, we want to supply you with ice cream for free at the hospital. So after the moms have their baby that night or the following night in the hospital, they don't have to eat just garbage. They can have they could have this. They could have some ice cream. And we'd like to provide those pints free of charge. Because I tell you, if you could hit a mom in the hospital with a tasty treat instead of that garbage food they bring to your room. When my wife was in the hospital for our first being born, I went down to the cafeteria and bought food, or I went out and bought food because the stuff they brought to your room was disgusting. So if you had them getting pints of ice cream to these moms, That would be huge for them. You better believe when they get home, they're going to eat that ice cream. Same thing with mom groups. If you find how many mom groups are there online? Find mom bloggers. Like that should be the thing. Is if you've got a guy who's affiliatepros.com, let's bring on an affiliate team. Let's get a crazy affiliate team going on this. Nope. She just wanted to say hi. Okay, it's time to get ready for your day. No, you get to go to Uncle Dan's house. Nope, not go to bed. Bye. All right, let's see what else we got going on. Another FDA acceptance for AstraZeneca. No surprise. Home Depot beats. Slow day for news in the market. So this is big because this could crush Uber. Just crush them. Um, if this injunction stands, that they must list drivers as employees, that cripples Uber in California. That they're gone. LA gone. So this is one of the big issues here is that with Uber in California, they're claiming that they're not employees or contractors, but the drivers are saying, okay, well, we can't set our own rates. You guys set our rates and you tack on your fee. And Uber's saying, well, no, you can set your own rates. That's no problem. Base rate plus whatever rate you want to charge. Well, let's be honest. If you had to choose between waiting 5 minutes on uh, saving $2 a mile, what are you going to do? So Uber would have to change their model to be percentage based for sure. Um, if the drivers get what they want, where they can set the rate, where Uber takes a large percent, let's say 50%, and you can set it to whatever you want. Right. So if it's $8, great. Uber gets four, you get four, which may actually be more than what you're getting right now. Where if the rate is 6 or 7, Uber takes three. Who knows? But it also allows you to drive at a lower rate. If you're willing to drive at 3 and it's a percentage, well, okay, you're likely to get a hell of a lot more cars. You'd have to find that sweet spot and the market would adjust itself. What does an Uber put look like? Okay, the farthest output that you can get is January 2022. But you can get the June monthly for 2021. There's a sizable option interest for January at $18 on Uber. That's pretty crazy. From 15 to 20, there's like 50,000 options interest. How did Uber do on their last earnings? They dropped. Yeah, they dropped. Okay, so August they dropped. They're down 30% year over year. Trips are down over 100 million. 55 million monthly. That's huge. Monthly active platform customers, 55 million to 82. That's huge. You lost a third of your platform. I think Uber has to start to transition to become a food delivery company. I don't know that this taxi thing is going to continue to play out for them. The irony of a socialist touting democracy is just too palpable. This is kind of cool. Hey, Acrobat, how's it going? Yikes. Norway sovereign wealth fund loses 21 billion in the first half of the year. Jack Ma is going to build a financial loan company for China, huh? SoftBank is floundering. All right, let's see here. Yeah, that's big. Holy crap, down 25%? What was that? 12 yesterday and another 20 pre-market. Yikes. This is what happens in bio, guys. ACRX, DMPI, OCGN. This guy's got quite a bit of my portfolio in his stuff. Let's take a look and see what the pre-market movers are. Bio. DMPI is one of the top losers pre-market. All right, ladies and gents, I'm gonna cut it early today. My family is heading out. They're going camping for a couple days. I'd love to give them a big hug, say goodbye. So I'm going to go do that. Have an amazing day today, guys. Stay safe out there in the market. I will be back every morning, 4:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Take it easy.